Hello everyone, hope you're well, you're smelling great, enjoying your favourite fragrances today, and this is what we're going to be opening. It is Mercedes Benz Club Black. Yeah, so hello everyone, and yeah, this is what we've got today. Today's offering, it is Mercedes Club Benz Black, and it's 100ml, 3.3 fluid ounces, and it's eau de toilette. I've had this sitting around for a while actually. This is actually, I don't know if you make that out, there's a lot of dust on that. I just haven't got around to opening this one, and I believe a subscriber commented on maybe do a comparison to Althair with this, so I may fit one in at the end of this, though it's more than likely going to fit into the affordable fragrance playlist. So yeah, one thing, it did say eau de toilette there, but I noticed earlier it's 75% volume. So yeah, that's pretty, for a eau de toilette, that's quite strong, I'd have said. So no, nothing about this. It's one of the ones that's popped up on numerous times. That's like people recommending that. I've not really looked into it though. When that gentleman did mention this was like Althair, I thought, well, let's have a little look. That was the opening. Very simple, easy to come off, and I do actually like Althair. And my success rate with automobile themed fragrances hasn't been very good. Saying that, I've only tried one, and it was Bentley for Men Intense, and yeah, please visit the video to see my thoughts on that. And my thoughts they've actually worsened with that fragrance. So yeah, and I did what I said I wouldn't do. I gave it my mate, and now he wears it, and it's awful. Right, okay, that's interesting bottle actually. This little spray, it's a bit like it's not the same, but it's sort of like million bottles. It's all in one. Like, well, quite nice, quite sleek finish. This was ridiculously cheap. This was, I believe, something like £20, 20 to £30. It wasn't much. Probably bought it off Natina, I can't rightly remember, but let's have a little go anyway. Okay. Well, what's surprising with that is for a £20-30 fragrance that isn't that synthetic. That's really interesting actually. That's really, really, whoa. There may well be comparisons to Althair. Initially, I can see the similarity. It's not as strong. What's the note? What is it? Maybe the wood. It's maybe the woodiness, the oud. Is it Guaiac wood in Althair? And there's hints of that in this. Though not to the intensity of, though this is not too shabby. I've got to admit, I'm really, really shocked by this. I was bracing myself based on Bentley Intense for Men. I was bracing myself for a headache. Not with this, no. There's nothing to suggest there's any headache-inducing chemical in this. This is actually really nice. I'm shocked. Might not look it, but inside I'm shocked. Right, let's have a little look at this anyway. Well, let's what can I pick up without looking? Vanilla. There's a woodiness. There's a floral aspect. There's a sort of floral. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's familiar. there is a sweetness, whether or not this has like a honey or caramel in. I can really see the similarities between this and Althair, very much so. The big strong difference though is Althair is much more woody. That oud is much more pronounced in Althair. That's like the solid backbone for Althair, whereas the dominance is the sweetness. Right, let's have a little look at what we got in this. Main accords: amber, vanilla, balsamic, warm, spicy, woody, smoky, powdery. And top notes are bergamot. Didn't really get a citrus blast. Middle notes are incense and jasmine. Okay, so that may be the floral. And the base notes are vanilla, benzoin, woodsy notes, and ambroxan. Okay, so seeing that it's got ambroxan in, I imagine this might project well, possibly perform well. It was launched in 2017. The nose behind this fragrance was Olivier Cresp. We'll have a look at some pros in there. There's familiarity with another fragrance as well. Again, it's like scouring a library without the index code to check for the reference of the number of the book when trying certain fragrances. It's like they're catalogued in there, but to try and find what it resembles, yeah, there's a lot stored to try and detect it. Let's look at some pros for this. So pros are pleasant scent. It is without a doubt very pleasant. Particularly if you like sweeter vanillic things, this is really spot on. It's affordable, definitely £20-30. And I'll probably go as far to say, I say niche. I don't want to overuse the term niche, though. I'll say that I do own some niche fragrances that probably don't smell as niche as this actually does. I'm not saying it is niche, however, I do own niche fragrances that would come below this in terms of having that feel of niche. Yeah, I can imagine people commenting on, like, appreciating, smelling, and I can quite easily see this garnering compliments. It's long lasting, it says. Warm and cozy for winter. Well, it's autumn now, so, and this fits into that type of feel, autumn. My only thing about this at the moment is it's potentially too sweet, too vanillic, and maybe that might settle down. Anyone liking vanilla fragrances and you want it flipping full on vanilla, yeah, it's not going to go amiss with this one. Unique and elegant scent. Okay, so Althair obviously come out after this, and I'd never smelled anything like Althair other than slight Paco Rabanne Million vibe with the sweetness. And this, I'd probably say I haven't smelled any. Before smelling Althair, I hadn't smelled anything along these lines. There probably is things out there. Personally, I haven't smelled anything. Delectable opening. Yeah, it really was quite surprising. I was surprised. Strong projection. That's getting a lot of thumbs up. And again, that may well be Ambroxan. Never fails to help with a fragrance. Ambroxan makes it really easily accessible. From my experience of owning ones with Ambroxan in, they're generally mass appealing. Suitable for both masculine and feminine. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I think because of the sweetness, the vanillic side of this, that yeah, easily anyone could pull this off. Cons: not suitable for those who prefer non-vanilla scents. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like, yeah, it's just what I'm getting off this now is vanilla, linear scent. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that. So, okay, it's probably not going to change much then. Loads of people in agreement with that. Though, if you like this type of scent and vibe, it's not going to be an issue. If you like to smell like this all the time. Weak protection on some skin types. It's about 2/3 disagreeing with that. Might trigger headaches or nausea due to the strong vanilla scent. Okay, so I haven't had the headache trigger off this, which I was anticipating, though that vanilla scent, I could imagine in a hot weather this could be cloying. Too potent for some people, not well done as a dark or sensual scent, overhyped. The thing is with something like this, this is just my thoughts on it, is that for 20-30 English pounds, overhyped to me would be if a fragrance like £150 and everyone's going on about it, you must own it, and then one gets it and they're disappointed. I don't know if overhyped can be attached to a fragrance that's £20-30, because even if it isn't for you, it's of no real significant consequence financially, and you could easily pass it on anyway or retail it again. This is just on Fragrantica as usual. It gets 4.50 out of 5, yeah, and that's with 4,000 votes. That is very high for a fragrance. I've seen many a fragrance much more costly and expensive than this do way worse, so I won't be too concerned about hype. I don't know what the hype, yeah, I don't know. Becomes too sweet after a few seconds. It is sweet. I'm not gonna deny that. It is sweet. Probably, to be honest, I'd probably layer this, to be fair. I'd layer it with something a little more solid in the wood, so you've got like a real grounding, because at the moment this is very airy and sweet and vanillic, so it feels like it needs some anchor. The wood isn't strong enough to anchor that in there, sort of the woodsy notes. So longevity, long lasting. CRH moderate to strong. It's more male unisex and good value, great value is coming up. It is. I mean, yeah, what can you say for 20-30 quid? Every masterpiece, Club Black, has its cheap copy, PDM Althair. Jokes aside, an affordable scent released by a car company has absolutely no business being this damn good. This is incredible. A smoky, slightly boozy, vanilla and benzoin gourmand. Nothing groundbreaking, but I just keep going back to it no matter how many expensive niche scents I have in my collection. It's that good. Okay, yeah, it is, I can't say enough, it is surprising this. Extremely rich amber and vanilla, got a tester for $30 and wow, it's more than worth it, 10 out of 10. It's getting some really high ranking here. It's lasting 10 hours plus on this person. Honestly, it's too sweet, made my head hurt every time I got a whiff, and unfortunately it lasted 10 plus hours. So I just had to deal with it. So personally, it's not for me. Okay, so 10 hours of sweet smelling gourmand. Something to consider when buying this. It's starting to get like spicy, almost peppery as well. Very, very interesting now. It was said earlier, linear. It is slightly developing a little nuance. That woodsy notes coming through. I can really see the similarity now with Althair, 100%. The only thing missing, I'd say, a couple of things missing is, one, it's not as deep as woody as I mentioned. The other thing is the orange blossom in Althair. It's not as present in this as well. Meh. I gave my bottle away because I couldn't stand it. I get a particular synthetic aged alcohol smell that ruins the entire fragrance. Is it a case of sometimes you get lucky with a bottle and sometimes you don't? Right, this is delicious. For some reason I smell tobacco. One thing it did have a little resemblance, and it did just then as well, is, and I'm not going to say it's anything like it, but it does have a tiny little feel of Herod in here, which may be what they picking up on the tobacco. I don't know if it wasn't listed tobacco. I love this amazing vanilla fragrance. This lasts about 10 hours for me. This is definitely worth 50 bucks. I recommend it. I will always love this fragrance. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? If Club Black ever has no fans, then I am deceased. Man, I love that vanilla. Very basic linear scent. It's alright, but I recommend to save your money for something else. Well, save your money. It's literally for the price of going out for a 3-course or 2-course meal nowadays. You're buying this scent, so I don't know when that might have been, but that was posted 2 months ago. So yeah, things are expensive today, and this isn't one of those things. This reminds me of pancake syrup, very sweet. Mercedes Benz Club Black, a sweet masculine scent, beautiful for going on dates. Very warm vanilla scent with a blend of incense, which makes it smell masculine. Lasts around 8 hours, projects nicely for the price, is amazing. I was expecting a lot, and I got a lot out of this frag. The vanilla is gorgeous and mingles with the benzoin and wood in the dry down to a masculine scent that will be perfectly suited for cooler temperatures. I get the hype. Yeah, okay, so this is what I think this would really perform well in very cold weather. Snow, frost, crisp, clear, fresh days and evenings. That's what I feel this way. I think anything hotter, this will has potential to be very, very overbearing. Is it a safe blind buy? For 20, 30 English pounds, this is a very safe blind buy if you like gourmands, yeah? And if you like vanilla. If you don't, then I wouldn't bother. Stay away. Best smoky vanilla frag ever. It's a shame that it's only an EDT concentration, but that's the mad thing with an EDT, and it's saying it's 45% vol. Now, Althair is, I believe, 82% vol. Possibly, oh, hang on, I've got it here. Let's have a look. We're going in, we're having a look. Yeah, so Althair is 83%. That is 83%. So let's have a little comparison. Actually, I'll put some on one hand and another on another. I mean, I've put quite a dint in this bottle. It's about there. I do like Althair. I'll put it on the back of my hand. Yeah, so immediately, it's like wood. Like the original review of this, it's like being it with a plank of wood. It's like, and I absolutely adore that about this. And there's the orange blossom as well. I'll put a bit of that on the back of this and flipping out, mate. Some strange atomizer that. Soaking wet. So, yeah. Okay, let's try and do a little comparison. That's much oilier. If you can make that out. It's like an oil. That's like a liquid. So this is definitely coming up quality. That actually feels more watered down than this, though. It's such a strong scent Althair, so it's gonna have a dominance. It's the wood. It's so dominant. It's even that one smell, that one spray has totally dominated the vanilla on this. It's put it into perspective. The quality. It's If I hadn't have done that, this really does, standing on its own, have a quality feel about it. Though when comparing it to something of the caliber of, I guess it's the ingredients involved in Althair, it really distinguishes between niche and not. Though by no means is that slack. It really isn't. It's just Althair is that good, in my view anyway. It's, let me know if you've had that comparison yourself. It'd be really unfair to compare these two, because that is 240 English retail. That is, let's say, £25 retail. Yeah, this is a standalone classic fragrance. It doesn't need this. It's unfortunate that that's actually brought into the conversation, because the only thing that it is that it does share similarities, though this came out after. So whether or not this copied this, and then you have to ask, well, why did they feel the need to copy this? And yeah, that's probably because of the success of this. If they copied it, that is. I don't know. I don't want to say they did. But they're both killer frags in their own right. Absolutely. I'd probably wear these on different occasions as well. This would be more like going out, like fun going out, evening entertainment fragrance type of thing. This is much more reserved for me. So totally different occasion wears I would for these. I'd probably be inclined to wear this one more on a date than this, to be honest. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm not sure this is date fragrance. It's too gentlemanly and, in a way, too niche, because if a person's not familiar to the notes in this, I don't know if it's that alluring, whereas this, it's sweet and Ambroxan, and that's just easy accessible for a majority of people, you know, without taking a poll. But, you know, there's a reason things like Pacarabana Million and other Ambroxan based fragrances are successful. So yeah, I'd probably wear this more on a date. Okay, this is the best fragrance in my collection. The sweetness combined with masculinity is just perfect. Not only that, it lasts so long, up to 12 hours, and for an EDT it's insane. A dupe of PDM Althair, and it's like 90% similar. It is perfect for a date night. If you can find a bottle, then you have to buy. Well, my understanding was this come out after Althair, before Althair, so the dupe's the other way round. Hard to describe, feels deep yet thin, good ambery scent, can't go wrong with this, but nothing that screams well. Well, it's interesting you said that, because when I put the comparison on between the Althair and that is one thing that it's sort of come to my mind. I didn't know the word, but it was thin. This felt thin. This felt solid and deep and structured, whereas this felt thin, which was, you know, it's so unfair to on this, because again, it's a standalone fragrance. Bought this for my son, but kept it for myself because he deserves a mum who smells really, really nice. Oh. And really, really mean. Gatekeep this. Be interested to see what reactions I get to. Yeah, very sweet, very woody. Yeah, the wood in this. There's a tiny element of that in this, and that's what the similarity is. I think that's the only similarity. This is way sweet. This isn't. Not on my skin. This is more orangey. Don't get the orange in this. Bang for buck. Smells way better than some of the expensive designer and niche as well. Yeah, I agree. I really do. I've got worse smelling niche in my collection than this. Performs at least 6 to 7 hours. Not bad at all for an EDT. Great. 6-7 hours. I mean, wearing a fragrance You get 6-7 hours of the fragrance, man. That's pretty flipping cool in my mind. It's a heat for me. I don't get a lot of vanilla. I get an unpleasant resinous amber smell, thick and dense, and not as sweet as I expected. It's somehow male and something an old lady should wear at the same time. I love Grand Soir. This is not in the same league, or in the same league as a good Grand Soir clone. Crazy overhyped. I wouldn't take a bottle for free. I do think I may only be as anemic to Ambroxan. I can't smell molecule O2 at all. So reading that this has a lot, it's possible I'm getting an entirely different profile than others are. At least you're fair about that. I mean, yeah, this to me is sweet. It's odd how people's sense of smell can differ so much. This is why it's not worth getting into like disputes over this and that with fragrance, because it's all subjective, and yeah, what I may feel works for me just totally may not be the same for you. It has a really good smell, it's just the atomizer sucks. It might be the bottle. I'll try to remove it, and the projection is low-key buns. The atomizer on this it's more like a wet spray. There's no atomization at all. Very creamy, rich vanilla scent with a nice smokiness and dry down. Scent is damn amazing for the price. This cologne is so bad, smells like a dead raccoon, some toilet seat. Don't buy this, it doesn't get beast approval. I'm gatekeeping. Fair enough, man. Best cheap winter fragrance you can get, 10 out of 10. Grand Soir if it was more vanillic and tobaccoic. Is that a word, tobaccoic? On first smell, it seemed a bit feminine, but as soon as it settles down, the smoky side of it gets revealed. It's worth it if you can find it, and it's under 40-50 euro. Don't be fooled by the eau de toilette concentration. This fragrance stays on your clothes or skin for a really long time. I fell in love with this scent since I smelled it for my friend over several days. Every time it smelled insanely good. It's not particularly special or unique, but really pleasant. One of the best fragrances, period. What every fragrance should be, goated and affordable. Yeah, I mean, if you're starting out your fragrance collection and you just wanted some cheap, successful hits, go with this 100%. And even if one has got a pretty reasonable collection, it's not going to go amiss. This will get somewhere. It will. It'd have to be Caucasian specific for me. It's got all prints on it now. It'd have to be definitely Caucasian specific because of that sweetness. It's not something I like to carry off in certain places, sweetness, though I imagine it's very, very pleasing to many other people. Like smelling a freshly baked sponge cake with vanilla essence. It's got that allure, the cake cooling off on the windowsill sort of vibe. Deep rich tobacco, vanilla on the background, and warm spices and incense. Linear but interesting, makes you feel laid back and relaxed. I've layered it with Montal full incense and it's absolutely mesmerising. This is what I'd say with this as well. I'd use this as a layering tool. As I mentioned earlier, I put something strong and woody, maybe even like something like a fougere or a vetiver or something like that to ground this. I think with the addition of the sweet on top of that, I think with the grounding, it's way worth experimenting with this. Not just take it for it's fantastic fragrance on its own. However, I just feel that this can be played with and used in conjunction with other fragrances. So, yeah, for that alone, to experiment with this, it's great. What can I say? There's seriously no issue with this for me. That's the thing with this, you can't quite, it's not like the other cap off, you just keep sniffing. It's like, it's trapped in there, it's locked in. Yeah, it's quite interesting juice as well. Perhaps I wouldn't spray that on bright white clothes, or might stain it. Or is that, yeah, that's the juice. Yeah, so wow, what a winner for that. Yeah, hype or no hype, it's certainly worth exploring. For the price of this bottle, you know, sometimes even to get a sample fragrance can cost as much as this bottle did itself. So for 100 ml of what is a solid fragrance, man, whether you, as I say, you're beginning, starting out collecting, or you know, you've been years in the game, it's got something to it. It's got a cheeky quality to it. This also, as well, I was just thinking there, this would be great for youthful people, and elderly alike. It does slightly shine more youthful because of the sweetness in this batch. I don't know other batches, they may be less vanillic, though this is a sweet bomb. So definitely youthful, starting to go niche. You know, there's more maturity than this, than the likes of Paco Rabanne Millions line. There is much more maturity in it than this. However, it's still a fun, youthful fragrance. So yeah, that's it. That's Mercedes Benz Club Black, and a little bit of Althair in. Totally different on the skin. Yeah, solid wood. You really smell the quality of the Guaiac wood in this. That's the dominant thing. That's why I like that so much, because it's like there's a solid backbone there, the woody backbone, and that's sweet. It has got the woodiness behind it, but just not to the strength of Althair. That's beautiful. It's dried down wonderfully on my wrist. Yeah, so there it is, guys. Make of that what you will. I hope you enjoyed it, got whatever out of it, and I wish you all the best for now, and continue creating value in your lives and environment. Bye.